Hello, everyone. Uh, my name is Yaya Sonko, and I am from the Gambia. So I will be playing the kora for you guys today. I'll be playing the first 4 minutes to open this session for you. So please, let's enjoy the opening of this. And I hope we will have a very good time here because I came all the way from Helsinki to have good time. So please, if you are ready, let's go ahead and have good time. Okay. Tamo dunia kono Fadwa, fadwa Saya nimbalu feleti Dali kolemba kire Konantea, alabankandala, Toyeniro, Sigiria, alabankandala, Tamo dunia kono. Welti kontana, alabankandala. Mamori manzila alabankandala Tamo dunia kono. Yeah, the DJ is here finally. Everybody, let's have good time. Everybody, let's go. Acha, let's start. Yeah, it's beat. Acha, let's go. Let's go, everybody. Yeah. Acha, let's go. Tamo dunia kono Welti kontana Thank you.
Thank you very much, everybody, and I'm sure you enjoyed the wonderful kora playing from Yaya Sonko. I call him the pride of the Gambia. Please put your hands together again for Yaya Sonko. They call the Gambia the Smiling Coast. It's a beautiful, very, very, very traditional but also modern country, which I visited myself on many occasions. And I encourage you to visit the beautiful smiling coast of the Gambia, where you will have culture, you will have beauty, you will have ocean, and you will have pure culture. So thank you very much indeed. Could I kindly invite you to take your seats, because we are about to begin. Thank you very much indeed. Kindly take your seats as we prepare for the first International Green Cities Conference. Thank you very much indeed, delegates. Kindly take your seats. Thank you very much. As soon as we are settled, I can see our principal speakers are ready, which is good. Very good. Delighted to see you. Thank you very much. Wonderful. I think nearly everybody has settled down, so I think I will begin. Thank you very much indeed. Director General, Your Royal Highness, Excellencies, distinguished colleagues and friends joining us here and online. It's a real privilege to welcome you to this important event at the 2025 World Food Forum. I'm Henry Bonsu, a British Ghanaian radio and TV broadcaster, and I'm your moderator this morning. This is the first International Green Cities Conference. We're very excited about it, so please join me in welcoming the Director General of FAO, Dr. Xu Dongyu, to open this morning's proceedings. It's a long walk to the stage, so I see Dr. Xu Dongyu is running to the stage.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Thank you, thank you. Good morning, and also buenos dias. Aram Sarko. And 早上好. And all this. Honorable Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs of our host country, Italy, Your Royal Highness, the Princess of Jordan, dear all the mayors, local government, and the colleagues from your habitat, and ladies and gentlemen, very good early morning. Let's start. But today, I don't know why the protocol didn't recognize. We are talking about the green development, green economy, but you put us in the red room. That's an Italian fashion. Create a contrast. Let you remember forever. I said with me and all the colleagues from the division, from OCB, and my protocol people, you didn't understand what the behind. You always do what you follow to do. No. You have to be creative. Think 3 times, not only 1 time. Sometimes they create the political trap for you because you are in the right room. What it means? Now I'm joking. Make you wake up. We need the morning call. Yeah? That's my morning call. You see, I play the music 1 second with a friend from Gambia. Eh? Gambia is a very forest country, I knew, and a very rich country. Too much rainfall, 3,000 millimeter rainfall in a year. 1 day rainfall is more than my friends from Ningxia. 1 year, 200 millimeter a year. But the Gambia is 3,000. And the 1 day they can reach 400 millimeter, if I still remember. So also another contrast. Why we bring this Green City initiative during lockdown time to the UN General Assembly, based on my proposal, that year, 2020. So it's after 5 years promotion. I knew, I worked 7.5 years in local government in China. Any policy from central government, from leaders, but we need the local government to implement. That's something we have to appreciate the local government, all the other partners to lead the business change. Even here, we change the garden here. I know it's dilemma for FL so many 80 years, but they didn't have the green guard in front of our buildings. But you every meeting you promote the green, and the Green Deal, and everything is green, but only green in your mouth, not in your eyes to enjoy. So let's do something concrete. Use this Green City initiative. So I always, because I started in 1979 on the green, on the horticulture. It's my dream, lifelong dream, make the beautiful, any village, any small city. It was very dusty, it was very dirty. Look, the best case from Africa, capital is Addis Ababa. For 30, 40 years, first time 30 years more. Only recent 3 years, Addis Ababa become clean, green, and lightning. That's a good, best example for Africa, not only for Africa. If the Addis Ababa can do, the other capital of the Africa can do. And also even Muslim region, you can do better. Because I was in the Muslim region in China. The Muslims, they are very care about their interim, at home, yard, clean, and so on. Everything is clean. But you can add in some green. So that's why I started appreciating the prince. She committed, become our FL ambassador for the region and beyond. So Jordan is a very harsh, challenging country. It's the first time I had met when I visited there. It's dry, but the street is so clean. But now they added some green and flowers, so make a capital of Jordan. It's so beautiful. So this, as a lot of countries, and Italy, you say your south part of Italy is so dry, but compare Jordan, compare West China, compare Central Asia, or even the Midwest of the United States, you are much, much better ideas. So I started saying that because it's so important, and we need to use this momentum to do better and more together. Lead by your examples. Each mayor, it's a real game change if you want to have the green development, green economy, and the green initiative. City is not only for factory. City is not only for crowd people to as a jam. They are out in from home and the office, and they without any green. Yeah. So I launched the FO Green City Initiative 5 years ago during the UN General Assembly with a clear vision, transform the way our city grow, and that's I called many times a future city. What is a future city? It depends on your practice. You can learn lessons from London, from Rome, from Tokyo, from New York, from Beijing, or Damascus, also, and Iraq, or the Cairo. What is the future city? So that's not only for the agri-food system transformation, because all the green city depend on the agri-food system, especially horticulture, forestry, fishery, wetland, dry land, how to make a dry land green. It's the most challenging part, but you need to exploit the biodiversity potential. There are a lot of grass which survive and the desert. So that means water is not a big issue. If you look the traditional way, it's a real big issues. And to place people able agri-food systems in the future, agri-food system not necessarily to produce far away, but you can build a green belt agri-food system around the city, big or small. And at the same time, you have the buffer of the green between city and rural areas. So it's a way of the new urbanization, and will be 70% or 75% that will live in the city by 2050. Not a long time to go. It's only 25 years. It's very short. So please prepare ourselves for the future generation with a future city. For ambitious idea 2020, the Green City Initiative has grown into the vibrant and action-oriented global networks of over 300. I ask colleagues, no matter OCB or not the division of the forestry, you should take responsibility to reach the 1,000 before I leave this office. We can start the red room, but end up should be all the green room. Yeah? That's a little journey, just next door. It's a green room. So I hope when we reach the 1,000 city, we will have the big event, not only green room, and in the auditorium room. Yeah, Mr. Wu, that's a deal. And together with all the local government and the central government and the partners together. But this is not the beginning. Our ultimate target, I said, it's 1,000. Cities are engine of growth, but they are also at the front line of today's global challenge. More than 2/3 of the world population will live in urban areas, not only more than 2. I think it will be split up in Africa, in Middle East, and Southeast Asia, especially South Asia. Look, the South Asia will be 2 billion people. If they reach the 60%, and the world population living in the city, it's a big change, a big shift. I should use the English. It's a shift from the rural areas dominant planet to the urban dominant. We have to prepare ourselves. Don't complain once some problem, big city, all the pollution. So what are you doing now? You plant tree in China, we say, you plant tree 10 years ahead, and they let your young generation enjoy green, and let your grandson enjoy the fruit. It's generations engagement action, not only 1 year or 5 years or 10 years. It's generations. So that's why in China, I know, they have a 3 Norths, big project. They designed 75 years when they started in 1978. At the beginning, people are kidding, because that time China GDP per capita less than 199. Let's say $200 per capita. Only one country in Africa is lower than China, 198. But the Chinese leaders, Deng Xiaoping, designed the 3 Norths, big master for 75 years. Now, 40 years, 45 years past. It's double the forest area, if I'm not right. That Mr. Wu, you were the official from Minister of Forestry. I'm not. So, but I get ideas is double forest coverage. It's more than 25%. I'm lucky from my province, my city is 80%. We still have a lot of forestry, natural forestry there. That's why my river, my village, the water is still drinkable directly. We don't have the pollution, chemical treatment. I'm lucky, yeah? So, but I always work for the dry areas to advocate in China, in the world now. So the green city is the only solution for the future. The choice we make today in urban design, governance, investment will define the future of the economy, ecosystem, and the life. That's why for better. For better not only for crop. I know a lot of forest people, they saw that, for better is for crop, for animals, for fishery. No, more important for you. because it takes long, 20 years, 30 years, 100 years to get the green. That's why I'm not allowed to cut any trees in front of this yard, which older than 5 years old. I respect my former DGs that protect the green for us. If they are older than 5 years, please remain. Because you can't repeat another 5 years or 50 years or 500 years. We have some tree here more than 500 years. That's our legacy from our ancestors. We have no right to cut any single trees if your ancestors didn't agree. But how can you get the agreement from your ancestors? So it's impossible. So please stop it. That's the idea. I'm pleased that today we are joined by city leaders, ministers, development partners, private sectors, representatives, youth, and innovators. All are committed to reshaping our urban in the future. I said the future city depends on you. All are committed to work better together. The conference is a celebration of your work, and more important, to empower yourself, more responsibility to do bigger scale, not only a small garden in front of this building. If the Roma have the 20 garden like this, you can increase the 10 million international tourists. I know for sure, because you already have so much cultural relics and the UNESCO list. But if we build some real representative gardening, and that's real the value added to the investment. Yeah, I'm humbled to say that the mayor of the Roma is my friend, but maybe he can get my message directly. And most importantly, you are committed to action. In today's high-level segment, we will hear directly from cities has embraced the green city models. I know a lot of mayors, you are focusing on economy, social problems, transportation jam. How do you feel the transportation jam? In Beijing, 20 years ago, it was so serious. But during the past 5 years, you feel that everywhere is green and quiet because the electronic vehicle, it's a holistic solution, not only one single solution. And then you build a lot of green city around it's a satellite green city. It's a way to decentralize a little bit. So you can do that easily. From the vertical farmers in Asia and to the green belt in Africa. From the community gardens and in Southeast Asia or East Asia, and to the urban forests in Europe. Europe, you have long time to urbanization and industrialization. But 300 years ago, how many trees in Rome? You can tell, you can search by yourself. Cities are showing that the change is possible, but should be in the good way, in the long design way. We should have a passion and patience to let the tree grow. Tree couldn't early mature as some people. Yeah? Tree can have their own way to grow. That's why they have a year markers. When you cut the tree, you can search, but not necessarily cut trees to find the year-old ages of tree. Use the atomic technology easily. That's why we joined the collaboration with the IAEA. It's also a good way for application of a joint center. And I know Division of Forests, IAEA is a joint center with FAO is just for crop animals. No. Please think, jump out of your box. So many years, the Division of the Forest in FAO, they are focused on conservation, natural forest. But 99% of the world, they need the reforestation, regreen. It was green, while in Middle East there's so much gas and oil. Millions of years, there's so much big trees, and then they come down and for several thousand years or million years and become gas and oil. I don't know, you know that story, yeah? A lot of people that just benefit from gas and oil in that region, but you can imagine, even 10,000 years ago, in Saudi Arabia, UAE, or Jordan, you have a lot of forests. That's why they have left so much oil and gas. They are originally from the trees. Ladies and gentlemen, today we mark two key milestones in the evolution of the Green City Initiative. First, we are launching the first edition of the framework of the FO Green City principle and the criteria, a practical tools that will set the clear benchmark for what it means to be green city. And second, we will present the conference communique. That's beyond my expectation, Mr. Wu. But you should address the green city mandate, not address your forest mandate. I look through the communique. You are still based on your own narrative. You should based on the part of the FAO mission. Yeah, you still use all the paragraph in the forest way. No, it's a green city. You should embody the part of the green city as a tools, as an approach, as a solutions. So please rewriting your communique in the language, but the substantial is okay. Yeah? I'm very demanding on that because first the communique, the history will test what is the real good one, or just the flattery say you are so good. I said publicly because I went to your habitat at the local government. What is the role of local government? What is the role of the policy? What is the role of the innovation? What is the role of the environment people? What is the role of the ends? So just use this communique, give them clear guidance what they can play in the future, alone, individually, or together, globally, not in your division. Based on your different small unit. That's the silos within your division. I cleaned up the big silos across the division, across region. But within division, you still have so many small silos. Want to sell your ideas through the communique and the name of a minister and the name of DG speech, and then you still take your own small part. That's a typical business model I wanted to clean up through this communique. Please rewrite it. If not writing, I'm not satisfied, don't release it. And the name of FO and the name of the Mr. Wu is okay. Yeah, if you want to promote yourself in the good name, I give you a chance. Yeah? His story will say, Mr. Wu is good, okay, I'm happy. But it's bad, it's not good for your personal. It's a name of FO. I read at 3 a.m. I comment on the raw back way to here. Normally, I was very tolerant because I know you have a lot of people that draft discussion. But that's not what I expected. Communicate, I don't want to repeat what you want me to say because it's not meet my point. To scale up our efforts, we need more partnership, more knowledge sharing, and more investment. Yeah, that's right. How? We don't have money. Even we don't have experts. In China, we have the Chinese Academy of Forest. They can take the ownership partnership, you said the three, more knowledge sharing, more investment, and local government have a lot of money. Like Milan, I visit there, the mayor just give the policy, build the Central Park is so beautiful, integrated the urbanization, renovation, and green, and become the new part of the culture center in Milan. So don't overestimate the FAO and yourself. We just give the solution and platform for local government, mayor, and the governor, county leaders, or even village tribal leaders. They do much better than us. And we must listen. Next generation, what is, you should ask the youth here. What is their commands? What is their suggestion? Don't just play your own small meeting here. We build a bigger platform. If I were you, you distribute your communique to all the youth leaders here. Let them the commands. Even they are more aggressive than me, more demanding than me, because you are too old. I'm a little bit old. I mean, it's not age, psychological and concept. we should keep young. Yeah? Later, we will hear the voice from youth. Yeah, I hope not the best of your tone. Let them free speak. Don't set the tone for the young people. It's dangerous for you and for us, and for them. That's why we spend so much energy and to invite so many young people from different sectors to come. Let them learn it and let them force you to change. That's the experience I had during the past 6 years. Everything is led by the young, and then, of course, the middle age, young and hard people, we can systematically design to change. The Green City Initiative is a global movement built on the local solution and global solidarity. Yeah, we should promote best practice from local. In Chinese, we say all the ideas come from central government, but the experience, good model, good practice from the local. I think that's the universal, especially for agriculture and forestry. We can accelerate the impact back together. I call on you all to deepen your engagement, scale up the ambitions, and take the next step in building cities that nourish, inspire, thrive. Thank you for being part of this historical movement and make our cities greener and better together. City, it's not best place to stay, but it's the only alternative for the future. You like it, you don't like it, or it's in your hand. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Dr. Xu, thank you very much for that very energetic, combative, wide-ranging speech infused with history, vision, and encouragement, and a little aggression, as you said. Wonderful stuff. Got us off to a powerful start. It's now my pleasure to present a video message with opening remarks from Dr. Anna Claudia Rosbach, Executive Director of UN Habitat, co-organizers of this morning's event.
Excellencies, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor to address this esteemed gathering at the first International Conference on Green Cities in Rome. While I am sorry that I cannot be with you in person, I wish to commend the FAO for convening this important gathering and applaud the cities that have already made remarkable progress in advancing green cities initiatives. Today, I would like to share 3 key messages. First, green cities are central to sustainable urbanization. With more than half of the world's population already living in cities, a figure expected to reach nearly 70% by 2050, the role of urban areas in shaping a sustainable future cannot be overstated. This makes the first International Conference on Green Cities timely, offering an important platform to share solutions for greener, healthier, and more resilient cities. At UN Habitat, we see the Green Cities Initiative as a powerful vehicle to integrate food systems, housing, basic services, land management, and climate action. This aligns closely with our strategic plan for 2026 to 2029, which prioritizes adequate housing, access to basic services, and sustainable land use. Green cities are not only about food systems. They represent an integrated approach where mobility, energy, housing, and urban planning all converge to deliver resilience, equity, and sustainability. Second, partnerships matter. Our collaboration with the FAO has a long and fruitful history, from urban-rural linkages and food systems to public spaces, urban forestry, and advocacy at global fora such as the World Urban Forum and the UN Habitat Assembly. We have also worked closely in organizing fora on urban forestry which bring together city leaders to exchange experiences and approaches to advancing greener cities. Most recently, the second African Forum on Urban Forests was held in Johannesburg, South Africa in March 2025, convening participants from over 35 countries to catalyze action towards sustainable planning, management, and maintenance of urban forests in Africa. This resulted in the adoption of the Johannesburg Declaration and the launch of a new regional community of practice on urban greening. In addition, we have advanced projects at regional and country levels, from urban agriculture in the Middle East and North Africa to strengthening efforts toward greener and more sustainable cities in Bahrain. The recent MOU with FAO further strengthens our collaboration, and we are now exploring how to translate this into concrete projects that bring real impact on the ground. Third, we must go further by transforming the vision of green cities into concrete policies, investments, and community-led action. This requires aligning our efforts with the Sustainable Development Goals, especially SDG 11 on sustainable cities and communities. It also calls for advancing the new urban agenda, which promotes integrated, inclusive, and resilient urbanization. Equally important is the resolution on biodiverse and resilient cities, adopted by UN Habitat Assembly member states, which underscores the need for integrated urban and territorial planning and sustainable financing to expand access to urban greening in cities. Moving forward, the Green Cities Initiative is a practical way to drive these global agendas and ensure no one is left behind. UN Habitat remains fully committed to working with FAO and partners to deepen the impact on the Green Cities Initiative. Let us use this conference to accelerate solutions that make our cities greener, healthier, and more inclusive. I warmly invite you to the World Urban Forum in Baku, Azerbaijan in May 2026, where we will continue this dialogue and showcase action at scale. Together, we can transform our cities into greener, healthier, and more resilient places, ensuring that people, planet, and prosperity thrive together. Thank you.
So that was Dr. Ana Claudia Rosbach, UN Habitat Executive Director, showing just how closely UN Habitat and FAO are aligned. And you heard her, you're all invited to Baku next year. It is now my honor to invite Mr. Edmondo Cirielli, Vice Minister for Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation of Italy, to take the floor. Vice Minister Cirielli. Yes, to come here. Thank you very much. I should have said to take the podium or to take the stage. Mm-hmm. Yes,
Director General Chu, distinguished minister, majors, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, it's a great honor for me to address this first International Cities Conference, hosted here at FAO headquarters, at the very heart of Rome. Italy and FAO share a long-standing partnership. Through this cooperation, Italy has contributed to advancing food security, supporting smallholder and family farmers, addressing food loss and waste, and promoting sustainable access to markets. Allow me then to express my sincere appreciation to FAO and UN Habitat for their leadership and vision in promoting green city initiatives. Since its launch in 2020, it has been and continues to be a committed partner in this crucial undertaking. As we face fast-paced urbanization, greener cities represent a unique opportunity to regenerate development, employment, and the quality of life in local communities. For instance, over the next 25 years, African cities will have 700 million new inhabitants. By 2050, 80% for Africa population growth will be absorbed by urban areas. With this in mind, we developed Italy's own flagship initiative, the Green Cities Initiative in Action for Africa, already funded with 2.7 million euros and potentially eligible for additional contribution through the Italian Climate Fund. Rooted in the principles of the Mattei Plan for Africa, this initiative will support 10 cities in Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, Kenya, Uganda, and Mozambique. The aim is to develop green city action plans focused on climate adaptation, urban resilience, and social inclusion, reinforcing connection between urban and rural areas. In parallel, we are developing with UN Habitat a new component of the Green Cities initiatives, aimed at promoting the creation of farmers' markets in partner cities. Italy is ready to share its valuable experience in promoting direct sales and local markets. We know that shorter food systems are also more resilient and sustainable. Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, Italy will continue to work closely with FAO, UN Habitat, and partner countries to ensure the Green Cities delivers results on the ground. We are confident that the work launched here in Rome will contribute to more resilient and sustainable urban systems in Africa and beyond. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vice Minister Cirielli. It's great to see that Italy is fully aligned with this agenda, and you're devoting some of the Italian Climate Fund to the flagship Green Cities Initiative for Africa. That's really good to hear. We're now especially honored to welcome Her Royal Highness Princess Basma bint Ali of the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan and FAO Goodwill Ambassador for the Near East and North Africa for her keynote speech. Please join me in welcoming up to the stage Her Royal Highness Princess Basma bint Ali. Looking forward to hearing what you have to say, Your Royal Highness, about the perspective of Bahrain and also for your vision as Goodwill Ambassador for the Near East and North Africa. You're invited. Thank you. Yes.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على سيد محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. As much as I would like to represent Bahrain, they are my brethren, but from Jordan. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, today I want to change things a little. I want to change your mindsets. Because if you allow me, and I do apologize for my pronunciation, but the Cartesian dilemma that this I can't pronounce his name, the philosopher Descartes, yes, sorry, I massacred his name, but the Cartesian dilemma is the split between the body and the mind. And here I see amongst all of us and in the world at large, we have that same dilemma where we think that cities and nature are split. If you imagine the body being nature, I can also imagine the mind being our cities, our urban areas. There is no split. This existential crisis that we seem to have deluded ourselves in being does not exist. Because if you allow me to share a few statistics of how the combination of the two are actually one. So as he said, I think, therefore I am, then this is the same application between nature and urban areas. If we look, nature compromises today nearly between 97–98% of the land area, and urban cities comprise between 2 to 3%. However, our footprint from urban areas is huge. According to the IUCN report of 2021, we're about 4.2 billion people, and it's estimated today, and it's estimated that we will grow to about 6.7 billion by 2050, which is around 68% population. So if we look at the urban areas, yes, there are only 2 to 3% of the land mass, but they produce 50% of the world waste. They produce 70% of anthropogenic CO2 emissions, and we consume 75% of natural resources and around 60 to 80% of energy. However, today, we can change that by making and designing biolithic architecture and become smart cities. And what I mean by this is that, for example, pavements can collect energy, and it has been done in certain areas of the globe. We can use solar panels, but it's not about that. Green cities is not merely about increasing the green just for the green. It is about using nature-based solutions to provide us with a better life. So the ecosystem services that nature can provide is essential for our living purposes. For example, regulatory service, you have the temperature control. In my area, in our region, we have a growing phenomena of heat islands, and we have witnessed this year alone the highest recorded temperatures in the history of our recorded history. And it's increasing year by year. Having green cities will help reduce that. For example, when we increase the biolithic, and that means increasing the biomass within the city, that it's more than the percentage of what the original ecosystem was per square meter. This way we can reduce the temperatures, and for example, in some cities they deliberately use deciduous trees that in winter they allow for the sun to come in and heat the cities, but in summer they regulate our temperatures. Another aspect is water management. We have seen across the globe the sudden and huge destructive force of water. Yes, it is the lifeline of the world, but it also can be destructive if not properly managed. Green cities can increase the spongeability, and I mean that by banking the water as it falls in the cities to reduce the concrete surface area. In my town, in Amman, the capital city, we've witnessed where the central city was flooded and huge losses incurred because the concrete mass increased and we had reduced our green surface area. So it is a nature-based solution. The other aspect in green cities of water harvesting, especially coming from a country who's now between either the first or the second, and the statistic always changes, water poor country in the world. This is something really, I mean, you can't imagine how important it is for us. So we have to put policies that include grey water systems. We have to put policies that ensure we harvest our water and manage it properly. The other aspect is CO2 sequestration. With the biolithic architecture, we can sequester CO2s and the greenhouse gases. And one example I would like to use to make it more real for you is in Milan, and as we're in Italy, I'd like to use this example. In Milan, you have the Bosco Verticali, I think that's how you pronounce it, the building where they've actually implemented this. And for example, in Singapore, they've also done such architecture. Furthermore, as it's been mentioned earlier, we have the provisioning ecosystem service where you have food lots, community gardens, and that can help as the FAO, which is it's important, to provide food security in areas where many cities, and I mentioned that in the first day, are food deserts. That's another tool. And lastly, I would like to mention something coming from the biodiversity world, where we have the urban fauna. And many people don't see that. But for example, we have many birds of prey who are really enjoying the high-rise buildings to build their nests and grow there. And this is a side effect of the urban areas. However, we also have the problem of invasive species that can infiltrate from cities and move out to the rural areas, most especially with the pet world. And here I know in Rome, as you walk, you may hear the parakeets. As beautiful as they are, they should not be here. And I know the Botanic Garden of Rome is having a huge problem with them. So we have to see both sides of the coin. But the most important, I feel, is the health benefits. It has been proven time and again that when you have green spaces, the mental health of people is increased. And as we are seeing in modern times today, our mental health crisis, especially among the youth, has increased. This is one way we can turn the tide. It has also proven that productivity increases and reduces crime rates. So green cities, it's not merely about having the moral medal of saying, I've turned green. It's a practical solution of how we want our children to live in a better cities, inshallah. And finally, I would like to emphasize that every entity in the world has put this on their agenda, and the latest of which is the Global Biodiversity Framework, Target 12. And this is very important because every country who's a signatory to the CBD has to include that in their NBSAPs, which is the National Biodiversity Strategies and Action Plans. And this is a very good tool to turn policies and very nice initiatives to on-the-ground practical application of how we want to turn our cities green. So here, I would like to also highlight that the Botanic Gardens, coming from Botanic Garden World, is a tool for you to use because we have the know-how, we have the genetic resources to do so, and we need to get out of our different silos and work together with municipalities, with communities, and with everyone, because we all share this one planet, regardless of where we are. And going back to the Cartesian dilemma, there is no dilemma. We are one here for a better cities. We are one for a better future and a better world. Thank you so much.
Your Royal Highness, thank you very much indeed. You gave us some philosophy, you gave us some morality, you gave us practicality and vision, a tour de force. So thank you very much indeed. One more time for Her Royal Highness, Princess Basma bint Ali, from the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, and FAO Goodwill Ambassador. Tremendous. Okay, so we've heard our keynote speeches. I propose now a change of gear, a change of vibe, because we're going to stretch our legs and take a walk together, a virtual walk, that is. We will now stroll through innovative urban landscapes. Virtually, of course, you'll remain seated, and we're going to witness how cities around the world are putting together bold ideas into action and reshaping urban life for the greener future we all want to see. So let us begin with a short video to set the stage.
As cities grow, so must solutions for how we live in them. This is a green city. Built for people, powered by nature, and designed for a changing climate. Let's take a walk. In green cities, innovation is everywhere. People live in sustainable timber homes, connected by green corridors that cool the streets and clean the air. Artificial intelligence monitors urban forests and water resources. Food grows in rooftop farms and vertical gardens, just steps from home. In green cities, nothing goes to waste. Organic scraps become compost, energy, and animal feed. Black soldier fly larvae transform food waste into protein and fertilizer. Hydroponics grow vegetables without soil and with minimal water. Green cities are inclusive. They work for everyone. They improve health and well-being. They lessen storm impacts and lower temperatures. And stars are visible in the night sky, clear of air pollution and excessive light. From Rome to San José dos Campos, and from Beijing to Johannesburg, cities are scaling up innovative solutions for urban forests, sustainable food markets, energy, transportation, and waste. A green cities movement is growing worldwide. More cities are connecting to expand knowledge, finance, and action for sustainable green urban development. The future is green. Join the Green Cities Initiative. Let's create cities where people and nature thrive together.
So that's the vision. Who would like to live in a city like that? Nobody? My word. The question is, how do we do it? Turn that vision into a reality. Well, let me now introduce this session, which will focus on impactful initiatives and local solutions driving the green transformation of green cities worldwide. We will hear from distinguished panelists sharing key achievements, enabling factors, lessons learned, and next steps to advance sustainable urban development. So please join me in welcoming to the stage our distinguished panelists. They are Ms. Carla Andrea Antman Fecci, Mayor of Valdivia, Chile. We have Mr. George Mwanza, Mayor of Chipata, Zambia. We have E.G. Mohammed Mirza Al-Araibi, Assistant Undersecretary for Agriculture Affairs, Minister of Municipalities Affairs and Agriculture of Bahrain, representative of His Excellency Wael bin Nasser Al Mubarak, Minister of Municipality Affairs and Agriculture of Bahrain. And Mr. Liu Bing, Director General 3 North Program Bureau of the National Forestry and Grassland Administration of China. Thank you very much. That's your panel. I'm going to go in the middle. Okay. This is me. And we have translation in all 6 of the UN languages. So in case you need it, I hope you will have your headphones and your pack. So before we start, and I'm going to start with Ms. Antman Fecci, let's have a little video which I think may be familiar to you. I think we'll want to see this video. Please, run VT.
Somos seres que queremos vida, que queremos seguir adelante. Así que por favor díganme ustedes, argumentennos, ¿por qué no se puede cerrar la celulosa? Y si no tienen buenos argumentos, entonces ciérrenla. Hagan algo porque tenemos que seguir viviendo bien.
Es un olor asqueroso. No se puede aguantar. Y es verdad, no se puede aguantar. No se puede aguantar.
Now, this is exciting and interesting. And I want to know what was happening there. Because I think we recognize the first speaker. Was it you?
It was.
Come on. She started very young. So, Carla, Mayor, please tell us what was happening there briefly. Oh, you want to use this one? Yes, of course. Yes.
Thank you so much. I'll be speaking in Spanish,
Yep.
so you probably have to use the translator. That's it. Bueno, a veces, sin duda, las convicciones más profundas nacen cuando somos niños o niñas. Quisimos partir mostrándoles ese video que muestra una realidad que se vivió en mi ciudad hace más de 20 años atrás, en donde tuvimos que enfrentar una tremenda contaminación a uno de los santuarios más importantes de Chile y en donde se movilizó toda la comunidad de manera transversal y logramos importantes avances. Me interesaba también partir mostrándoles porque, bueno, aparezco yo hace más de 20 años, era una niña, pero son las mismas convicciones que me siguen moviendo hasta el día de hoy, ahora en mi rol como alcaldesa de la ciudad.
Tremendous. Okay, well, thank you for that, Mayor. That was a great start, but can you explain what are the key achievements in advancing green transformations in Valdivia, and what factors have enabled this transformation? I'm thinking about policies, partnerships, and of course, money, financing.
Sí. Solo para poner en contexto, Valdivia está en el sur de Chile. Somos una ciudad de aproximadamente 170.000 personas. Somos una tierra resiliente. Sufrimos en 1960 el terremoto más grande del mundo, 9.5 en escala Richter, y sin duda eso cambió nuestra realidad y nuestra geografía. Hoy día el 15% de nuestro territorio son humedales, wetlands, y hemos tenido el honor hace un par de meses atrás en Zimbabue de ser nominados como la primera ciudad humedal de América Latina y el Caribe. Y eso no solamente es un honor, sino que un tremendo desafío y estamos trabajando en ello y me gustaría puntualizar 3 ejes de nuestras políticas más importantes. El primero, gobernanza participativa. Nadie puede solo y los municipios no podemos solos hacernos cargo de la conservación y puesta en valor de nuestro territorio. Es por eso que un desafío importantísimo es descentralizar el financiamiento internacional y nacional a las localidades para que sean estas las que puedan administrar la conservación y restauración. Algo importante, conservar y restaurar es también un trabajo y por lo tanto hay que financiarlo. Lo segundo es la planificación estratégica y sostenible de largo plazo. Yo creo que los alcaldes y alcaldesas en esto nos vamos a entender. La política nos presiona para responder en el corto plazo, pero hay una responsabilidad fundamental que no podemos evitar, que es la de la planificación de largo plazo. En Valdivia y bueno, en Chile, una responsabilidad legal de los municipios es tener planes reguladores de nuestro territorio. En Valdivia el plan regulador es de la década del 80, totalmente desactualizado y una de mis tareas como alcaldesa ha sido poder actualizarlo poniendo en el centro el valor ambiental y generando de manera innovativa incentivos para la construcción que generen incentivos ambientales. Y por último, obviamente, y ya se decía anteriormente en otras palabras, las soluciones basadas en la naturaleza y la infraestructura verde. Solo 2 ejemplos. Nosotros estamos aumentando de manera considerable la cantidad de parques, pero quiero ser muy clara en esto. El tiempo del cemento, el tiempo del fierro como soluciones de la construcción urbana tiene que quedar atrás. Tenemos que empezar a restaurar parques, humedales, construir pavimentos permeables y jardines de lluvia. En Valdivia, de las 50.000 plantas exóticas que el municipio ocupaba y plantaba todos los años, 4 veces al año, con intensivo riego, nosotros ya no tenemos ninguna. Hemos tenido un cambio radical de producción de plantas nativas. Hemos reducido en un 85% el uso de agua potable en riego y hemos logrado además con estos núcleos nativos ir recuperando espacios que antes eran basurales o zonas de riesgo. Hay mucho más por hacer, pero creo que esos son los 3 elementos relevantes que desde Valdivia podemos mostrar como ejemplo al mundo.
Thank you very much indeed, Mayor. You've already answered the question about the key achievements and some of the lessons, but very briefly, what about the next steps to further advance your green agenda and turn Valdivia into what we saw in that video? Just briefly.
Sí, yo quiero terminar diciendo que estoy convencida, sobre todo en los tiempos actuales que estamos viviendo, en donde inclusive hay liderazgos a nivel mundial que se atreven a cuestionar la existencia del cambio climático, que es tiempo de las ciudades. Es tiempo de las relaciones internacionales entre ciudades. Por eso estoy tan contenta y tan honrada de poder participar en este espacio y diría que tenemos los siguientes desafíos. Primero, sostener esta instancia, fortalecerla e institucionalizarla. Segundo, fortalecer el intercambio de experiencias desde nuestras distintas realidades, potenciar ejemplos de políticas locales concretas que se pueden transformar en políticas internacionales, en políticas globales y además contribuir a la descentralización del financiamiento internacional y nacional para que llegue donde se hacen las gestiones, donde se transforman las ciudades en lo local. Y solo terminar diciendo de que Valdivia es una ciudad abierta al mundo. Somos un territorio pequeño, pero con una aspiración global. La transformación sostenible es ahora para garantizar el presente y el futuro. Muchísimas gracias.
Mayor Fechi, thank you very much. Today, Valdivia, tomorrow, the world. Who knows? Who knows? Thank you. No, please, you can keep that for now. Thank you very much. Okay, well, let me move to my immediate left, Mr. George Mwanza, Mayor of Chipata in Zambia. I was in your wonderful country only a month or so ago for the WHO Africa Regional Meeting. Your President HH was there, commanding with his vision for health, which is fantastic. But what about Chipata? I don't know about your city. Tell us a little bit about it and explain what the key climate-related challenges are that you faced and how you have addressed them.
Thank you very much, Excellencies. I am the African's youngest mayor. I was elected at the age of 26. And we are speaking about the future of Africa, led from the grassroots. So my city is Chipata, is the provincial eastern capital of Zambia, neighboring Mozambique, Malawi, and Tanzania, 3 international borders. But also it's a city of 500,000 people. And I am the first mayor of my age. Everyone else has been elderly, so that has been the case. But that is not a qualification. Here we are talking about the future of our cities. So the challenges that have been there in my city has been that Chipata is surrounded by hills. So we have the hills in the city. And over time, because of lack of clean energy, people have cut down all the trees on the hills. So when it rains, all the water flows down, displaces people through floods, and gets to the 2 only sources of water, the 2 dams, silt them, and in the recent past, the 2 dams were almost drying up, thereby affecting the only water source to the city, and that has been one of the issues. As a result of climate change, the other challenge that has been there is that there's been a bit of a shortage of food by our women, lack of fresh vegetables, because obviously we had a drought in Zambia recently. And that has been a big problem that has been there. So displacement of people, deforestation to the core, affecting the only green cover of the city. That has been a big challenge, affecting the airflow of air in the city. So those have been my issues. So as a young mayor, I know the citizens have placed a huge responsibility on me to drive policy and ensure that we restore the green cover. So this is what we've been able to do. So we have identified grassroots-driven partnerships. So as a mayor, it is very important for me to lead partnership with the people. So we've sensitized the people, and we have a target of planting 500,000 trees to restore green cover for our hills, so that we use natural means to address natural problems. So that when it rains, the water does not flow down, it actually gets inside the hills, so it doesn't displace people, it doesn't affect the people's houses, livelihood, stopping children from going to school. Those have been the issues that have been on my priority to address.
And, let me interrupt you just briefly. I love the idea of planting these trees, presumably by day, and explaining to people and getting them to buy into your vision. But what about at night, when people think, I need wood for fuel to build things? What if they go up to the hills at night and begin chopping down the trees? How do you stop that? How do you persuade people not to do that?
Well, so we have, as a mayor, as a leader, my voice is very important to tilting the direction of the city. And the citizens have confidence in me. But we also know that using solar as an alternative source of energy is very important. And in Zambia, we are happy to have over 3,000 hours of sunlight in a year. And that is a lot of opportunity for clean energy. So what we've been doing is that we've worked on local partnerships where the people play a role by planting trees. And luckily, we have a partnership with some city in Germany where we have been able to plant 100,000 trees so far, just to demonstrate that through partnerships we are able to plant trees and the people can care for them because they know that now they can use solar energy. We've given out about 5,000 solar cooking equipment. We call them the stoves. So people can stop cutting trees. They are able to use some solar stoves. That is what we've been able to do. But this is how we've achieved it. We know that to restore green cover it requires money. But what we've done is that we have asked our citizens to plant trees and name them after their names. So they can say that I have planted a George Mwanza tree. And this is working very well for us because after 10 years, you can go back with your family and visit this particular tree and you are able to take care of it. And we are digitally tracking these trees. We get the coordinates and keep them at a central dashboard. So even after 10 years, you can exactly pinpoint where you planted the George Mwanza tree. So we are talking about using grassroots means and total ownership from the citizens to be able to address natural problems as a result of climate change and greening the city, improving air quality. This is a lesson that any other person would actually take from here. From the African cities. So our partner city in Europe, in Germany, they don't have space to come up with a forest, but we have the space. So we have a joint forest, which is based in my city. So even when you are from Italy, you can still participate in restoring nature in another city from amongst the Green Cities Network. And plant a tree in Africa and visit it every year with your family. It is part of ecotourism, is what we are actually doing, promoting ecotourism. For the sake of the women, we are promoting keyhole gardening. Now, this we have been supported by FAO. I know that Maugo and others, this is news to them, but they have supported us in our city, and so far we've been able to train 1,499 women that are practicing backyard gardening right now, improving their vegetable quality, improving the greening of the city in the first place, improving their own nutrition, availability of fresh food in the city, and giving them the capacity to have produced food that they can supply in the vegetable value chains and chain stores. And this has been able to improve the income of the women as well as promote the greening of the city. These are things that we are doing in my city. Moving forward.
You have to be very brief now. You need to land very quickly.
And moving forward, I'm happy to participate in this session. What is it that I'm looking for? Lessons that other cities can learn, but also to partner with FAO more and UN Habitat. I have 4 open play parks that I would like to restore to their original state so that they could be green spaces, safe spaces for our children, and we should be able to improve on the green cover of the city, air quality, and many other things. So thank you so much.
Tremendous. Thank you very much. We've got 2 dynamic young mayors here. This is great. The future seems very, very bright. Okay, let me move to my immediate right, Mr. Mohammed Mirza Al Oraibi, the Assistant Undersecretary for Agriculture Affairs, Minister of Municipalities Affairs and Agriculture of Bahrain, represented His Excellency Wael bin Nasser Al Mubarak. So thank you for being here. Can you explain then, what are the key achievements in advancing green efforts in Bahrain and what factors have enabled this transformation? You know, I'm thinking of policies, partnerships, indeed financing.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you for hosting us here in this magnificent event. First, I would like to start with saying why we are here. We have a vision. We didn't wake up overnight and say that we wanted to be a green city. So there has to be steps towards that goal. For us in Bahrain, we know like similar cities have 600,000 of population. Our country is a small country, but it is leading globally with example, and it is a very nice model that people should follow. We are a population of 1.6 million in Bahrain. So when we wanted to start the Green City Initiative, or as a green country, we had 3 things. The first thing, we had a vision from His Majesty, the King, that we need to take care of the environment, and we needed a plan. And that plan was executed by His Royal Highness and the Prime Minister, the Crown Prince and the Prime Minister, back in COP26 in Glasgow, back in 2022. So we wanted to start on a baseline. So we had 2 plans, a forestation plan, and we had a mangrove plantation plan. So when we wanted to start that plan, we wanted a baseline. So we said the baseline of trees in our country was around 1.6 billion trees back in 2022, and mangroves was 400,000 trees. So that plan at that time was to double the tree target from 1.6 to 3.8 million by 2035, and we wanted to quadruple the mangrove plantation from 400,000 to 1.6 million by 2035. And the third step in that plan was the execution of the plan. So what has been done in the past 3 years? It was a collective effort. As well, there was 3 things, the main enablers to execute these plans. It was the government overseeing the plan, and all the government ministries and government entities. This was the first enablers. The second thing was the public partnership with the civil societies, with the companies, with all of the social responsibilities. And the third most important thing was its people. So when you wanted to implement anything, you need people to be aware of that plan. So we had an acceptance of that plan from the top level to the people. We understand the importance of that plan, we believe in that plan, and we want to work with it. So we have a slogan in Bahrain that everybody in Bahrain is part of Team Bahrain, led by His Royal Highness. So if any task we want to do in Bahrain, we always do it as Team Bahrain. It is one common vision. So the whole country is determined in executing that goal, and this is what enabled us to achieve these targets. And we have a very interesting thing, which is this week. Every year we have a tree week, and it started by the 12th of October this year, where His Royal Highness kickstart the initiative of planting of trees each year, and all of the government entities, companies, schools, and social societies, they all contribute part of that event, and they feel engaged with that event.
So when you're planting a team, you're thinking, I'm Team Bahrain, I'm Team Bahrain.
Of course.
Fantastic.
Exactly.
I love that. Okay, so doubling of the tree cover, quadrupling of the mangroves, and Team Bahrain. So it's the idea of persuading everybody they're on the same team. So briefly, what other lessons would you say Bahrain can teach other parts of the world if they want to become green countries, green cities, and also the next steps to further your own green agenda?
When we participate in these global events, we see the challenges, and we all have a common goal. So in Bahrain, we always proud that we can do so much of effort with very less resources, and we are very proud in Bahrain. And our most valuable resource in Bahrain is our people. So when we encourage the youth, as they have mentioned, so when we encourage the youth, it is embedded from these mentalities or these ideas embedded from the young generation, and it is reflected in all of the sectors in life. And we can see people believe in these ideas, and they always reflect them in their daily lives. And we hope everybody to follow these steps of always understanding the problem, putting a concrete steps of how to address that problem, then to execute the plan. It is very simple. I know I'm simplifying it, but if you don't understand the problem, it will be difficult to solve.
So Team Bahrain, and people understand why you're doing this. That's the key thing. Was it difficult to persuade them, or did they get it immediately?
I don't need to prepare for coming in here. The plan is in here, and it is in here. I believe in the plan, and we believe that we can execute this plan. And it is not a very ambitious plan. It is a plan to develop the country, and we understand the benefit of the plan. When our leadership decided that plan, we know the effect of that plan on the people. That's why we believe and we trust that vision.
Thank you very much indeed, Excellency Oraibi. Thank you very much indeed for giving us the perspective of Bahrain. Thank you. And finally, Mr. Liu Bing, Director General of the 3 North Program Bureau of the National Forestry and Grassland Administration of China. I love that title. So please, can you explain what the key achievements and the lessons learned are from China's Forest City program? I don't know much about it. I know just a little bit from the World Forestry Congress 3 years ago in Korea, but I want to hear more. Where are you now? What is happening?
女士们、先生们，上午好。非常荣幸能有这样一个机会，给大家分享中国在这个绿色城市发展方面的一些成就和这个做法。中国政府高度重视这个城市的绿色发展。我们从2004年开始启动了这个创建国家森林城市的这么一个活动。通过20多年的这个不懈努力，现在全国已经命名评估有这个国家森林城市有212个。总结我们的一些做法，大致有这么几点。第一个就是我们设的这个创建的这个标准，我们专门制定了这个国家森林城市创建的这个行业标准和这个国家标准，用标准化的这种来推进这个创建活动。比如我们在这个森林城市创建过程当中，要求单个树种的这个占比，不能超过20%。 城区这个乡土树种的这个比例要达到80%以上。第二个做法就是我们强化这个规划引领。我们这个中国国家林业和草原局专门编制了这个国家森林城市的这个发展规划。在这个规划当中，我们引导各地用一些新的这个发展理念，比如像统筹山水林田湖草沙系统治理等这些理念来推进这个森林城市建设。第三个是完善这个政策措施，我们专门出台了这个国家森林城市创建的指导意见，引导各地就是说支持。鼓励支持和这个国家森林城市的这个创建活动。第四个方面就是我们健全这个工作机制，我们地方各级党委政府把这个森林城市创建作为一把手工程，高位推动。第五个方面是依法依规来推进这个森林城市的创建。我们中国森林法里面专门对国家森林城市提出了明确的这个规定。我们国家林草局也出台了这个国家森林城市的管理办法，我们是依法依规来推进这个创建活动。通过这20多年的实践嘛，中国森林城市建设，加快了这个国土绿化进程，增加了这个森林碳汇，改善了人居环境，也提升了这个居民的这个幸福指数，普及了这个生态文明理念，增强了这个社会的这个生态环保意识，在这方面也是做出了一些成效。我是来自这个中国的这个西北地区，这个地方是一个干旱半干旱的区域。我所从事的这个300工程嘛，是中国政府1978年启动实施的，世界上最大的这个林业生态工程。它这个建设范围涉及了13个省区的778个县。规划期是从1978年开始到2050年结束，历时73年。通过这近半个世纪的这个持续努力，这个300工程已累计完成造林保存面积3200多万公顷，创造了这个绿金沙退的生态奇迹。在这个 FLO 成立这个80周年这样一个关键的这个时间点上，这个300工程得到这个 FLO 颁发了这个技术成就奖，这让我们感到无比的欣慰，再次表示这个感谢。2023年6月，中国国家主席习近平提出了这个发展计划，就是利用10年左右的时间，打一场300工程的这个攻坚战。他亲自谋划部署了这个3大标志性战役，这3个战役就是我们中国北方东部的这个科尔沁、红山达克3地的歼灭战，中部是这个黄河几子湾这个区域的攻坚战，西部的是这个河西走廊和塔克拉玛干沙漠边沿阻击战，这3大标志性战役。2年来嘛，这个中国政府已经投入专项资金612亿元，完成建设任务1093万。我们也取得了这个明显的这个阶段性成效。科尔沁沙地正在重现这个稀树草原的景观，库布齐沙漠、金沙绿洲蓝海的这个景观效果，正在展现。这个蓝海主要是就是这个光伏，发展光伏之沙。我们这个毛乌素沙地的绿色版图在持续扩大。世界第2大沙漠塔克拉玛干沙漠带上了这个绿肥坡。同时嘛，我们这个在这个300工程建设当中，也致力改善这个人居环境。我们也创建了一批这个森林城市、森林乡镇、森林村庄。你比如这个地处中国东北的这个辽宁鞍山市，是一个老工业的这个钢铁城市，全市的森林覆盖率已经达到42.66%，空气优良天数最高达到了329天。我们地处黄土高原的这个甘肃省平凉市，展现出这个山峦层林尽染、城乡瓜果飘香的这么一种景观。地处这个毛乌素沙地和库布齐沙漠这2大沙漠沙地夹击的这个内蒙古鄂尔多斯市，人均拥有32.7平方米的这个公园绿地。我们崛起在这个新疆戈壁滩上的石河子市， 创造了干旱区森林城市的这个典范。这是我的一些简单的一些介绍，谢谢。
Mr. Liu, thank you very much indeed for that very comprehensive presentation on the 3 North Shelter Belt programme. Just a very brief supplementary. What benefits have the people of the area noticed? What have they said to you? Have they noticed a difference? How happy are they with this transformation?
我们这个300工程通过这么40多年的持续建设嘛，确实是取得了显著的生态经济社会效益。当地老百姓从这个工程建设中得到了实实在在的这个实惠。你比如我想，中国这个工程区的老百姓大概有1500多万人，他依靠参与这个300工程建设，发展这个特色林果业。实现了这个脱贫致富。我们这个在这个农区搞这个农田防护林，仅仅是这个农田防护林的效应，使我们这个工程区每年增产粮食大概是1060万吨啊。这大概就是说老百姓他是非常赞成和拥护我们这项工程的。
Wonderful. Thank you very much indeed. Mr. Liu Bing, thank you very much. And thank you very much to all our panelists for being with us. Thank you very much. Put your round hands together for our panelists. It's great to hear from Valdivia. Tremendous. I mean, I didn't know of your part of Chile before. I didn't know of Chipata before. I didn't know much about what you were doing in Bahrain and also the 3 North program. So please put your hands together for Mayor Fachi, Mayor Mwanza, Excellency Iraibi, and Mr. Liu. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Thank you. Wonderful. Excellent. Tremendous. Thank you very much indeed as you make your way from the stage. We've talked a little bit about youth, but now we need to see them and to hear what they have to say about their vision for the future. I once spoke to a young person who watched the film Avatar, that beautiful sense of a different, alternative reality, how life might be if we were blue and 7 feet tall, and we're Navi people, but we're human beings. So I'm pleased to launch a video from youth around the world. We asked them to share their visions for a green urban future, and this is what they had to say.
In my green city, I play in the park with big trees. It helps keep me cool when the sun is hot.
Io vivo in una città verde dove coltiviamo frutta e verdura e la condividiamo con i nostri vicini.
En mi ciudad verde separamos y reciclamos todo, incluidos nuestros restos de comida que compostamos. Cero desperdicio para nosotros.
在我居住的绿色城市里，我们出行都骑自行车、踏板车或者步行，这样对健康更有益，还能让我保持超级棒的身体。
Dans ma ville verte, nous avons des jardins verticaux, où les mouches font pousser des aliments. Rien qu'à les regarder, ça m'enferme.
In my green city, we have our Santa Claus under the tree in the garden. It's great to hear the birds chirping while I'm learning.
W moim zielonym mieście nasz dom jest zbudowany z drewna pozyskanego w sposób zrównoważony. Dzięki temu zawsze czuję się w zgodzie z naturą.
مدينتي الخضراء رمزاً للعدل والفرح والحيوية, and we are building it for all of us and for the future.
Well, I have to say, I'm inspired by that. I mean, because young people are very direct and they have very, very strong and vivid imaginations, as we did when we were young, I think. Hopefully we still do, some of us. Okay, and they're tenacious. They believe in a greener future. We've got a lot to learn from these young minds if we are humble enough to do so. Today, we are joined by a distinguished guest, a partner of the FAO Green Cities Initiative in this case, who will engage in a high-level discussion on scaling up efforts through partnerships and the crucial roles of knowledge exchange and investment. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Mr. Dan Lam, Chief Executive Officer of the Arbor Day Foundation. Dan Lam. How are you doing?
Great to meet you.
Fantastic. So Dan, thank you very much indeed for being here. We know one of the main aims of this session is to explore partnerships, and we know that the Arbor Day Foundation, I think everybody knows the Arbor Day Foundation. If not, Dan will give you a brief 30-second elevator pitch, as they say. But the Arbor Day Foundation and FAO partner in the Tree City of the World Foundation, or program. Can you tell us more about this partnership, the Tree City of the World program?
Of course.
Should be on. Yeah.
Of course. Thanks for having me. Thanks to FAO. Thanks to UN Habitat for hosting this conference. I'm honored to be here and proud to be representing the Arbor Day Foundation. And for those who aren't familiar, we're an international non-government organization, a non-political organization with a very simple mission, and that is that we inspire people to plant, nurture, and celebrate trees. And we do that all kinds of different ways in cities and towns and in forests. We're a part of the Decade on Ecosystem Restoration as a supporting partner with the United Nations. But we do a tremendous amount of work in cities and towns, in urban forests. And so back in 2018, we created a partnership with FAO to help celebrate and recognize cities who meet core standards in tree care and tree management. And that program is called Tree Cities of the World. And it has grown dramatically since then. Today we have 210 cities, large and small, from all over the world, 24 different countries. And it's aimed at increasing awareness of the importance of trees. I've loved hearing all the mayors talk about trees in their cities. Increasing the professionalism of how we're caring for trees, and really increasing citizen engagement as well. The program has been fantastic, and every city has a unique reason for why they're engaging. In Mumbai, it's about helping to reduce air pollution.
Yeah.
In Toronto, it's about helping to pass stronger policies. And in Perth, Australia, it's about helping to reduce extreme heat and mitigating the effects of extreme heat. There's never been a more important time for trees than right now. And the Tree Cities of the World program is a strong partnership between FAO and the Arbor Day Foundation that is growing a global network that complements the vision of the Green Cities Initiative.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for setting that out. Can you explain what makes this partnership, this collaboration between FAO and the Arbor Day Foundation particularly effective in driving the success of this initiative? Because we hear about partnerships all the time in the UN system. Some partnerships work better than others, and I'm told by colleagues and friends here that this is particularly effective. So explain.
So when we created this program, Tree Cities of the World, we said to each other with FAO and the Arbor Day Foundation, we said, how do we give something concrete that cities can act on? It's not just theoretical, it's something they can act on. We put a roadmap out there for how to engage, and that's what's really helped. We have complementary strengths as partners between FAO and the Arbor Day Foundation, but maybe what's more important is we've grown those partnerships to national leaders and regional leaders. We have national non-government organizations and regional nonprofit organizations who are helping to provide national leadership to recruit, provide technical support, and engage cities throughout their countries, which is helping to grow the Tree Cities of the World program. But on top of that, there's not only global partnership, national partnership, at the local level, we're finding that cities are finding peer communities, and the Tree Cities of the World program is creating clusters of cities that share learn, and connect with one another to help grow, share policies, beg, borrow, and steal from each other so they don't have to reinvent the wheel every single time. That shared knowledge, shared learning has been critical. And our big vision for this program is analogous to when you throw a big rock into a lake. It isn't about the splash. When we created this program, we don't have time to waste. We don't have resources to waste. We want to make sure we're creating impact, just like we all do. We're not looking for the splash from that rock. We're looking for the ripples and the waves of enduring impact and influence. That's what we're looking for when we're investing our time in programs. And that's what Tree Cities of the World is helping to do, is create a global network of ripples and waves of influence and impact, creating healthier cities, stronger urban forests, and engaged leaders.
So Dan, imagine if a city, say in my home country of Ghana, and in my area of Kumasi, they call it the Garden City, by the way, but let's say they want to be a city in your program, okay, and they want to be part of the initiative. What's the minimum, the baseline requirements they need? Say if they phone you up and say, hey Dan, we want to be part of this program, what are you going to say to them? What's the minimum they need to do or be?
Well, I can't wait for them to call. But we have 5 core standards to the Tree Cities of the World program, and they're very inclusive standards. We want to make sure everybody, large city, small city, developing country, developed country, can be a part of this. Those 5 core standards. Number 1, you need to have somebody who's in charge of the trees. City forestry or just an individual, someone in charge of the trees. You need to be investing in the trees, allocating dollars towards the trees. You need to have a tree policy, understanding how trees are going to be cared for. You need to have an inventory so you understand the resource and you know what to manage. And the 5th is you need to have a celebration. Bahrain talked about a tree week. Sometimes it's Arbor Day celebrations. It's meant to celebrate and bring increased awareness to the value of trees. Those are the 5 standards. There's no charge to participate. Again, we want to be as inclusive as possible to get people on the path to having strong, healthy urban forests, and it's working. Tremendous. And it's exciting, and these cities are learning and sharing with each other from across the globe.
Fantastic. And I'm going to ask you another supplementary here. What is the minimum, you may or may not know this, what is the minimum level of tree density or tree population in a city that will produce benefits for people, whether it's mental health benefits, as Her Royal Highness mentioned, whether it's benefits in cleaner air or cooler temperatures. I remember doing a documentary for the BBC some years ago called Rebranding Nigeria, and I spoke to the then Governor of Lagos State, Babatunde Raji Fashola, and he said to me, he was Governor of Lagos, so you know what Lagos is like, very dense. He said, Mr. Bonsu, the average Lagosian is too hot. I need to calm her down, and I'm going to do this through trees. And I was wondering, I never asked him, at what point do you know you've reached a density of tree cover to produce a change in either the mental health, the psychological health, the air quality of the average person in Lagos or Montreal or wherever?
That's a great question and a very difficult answer, because there are some cities who are very lucky. They've got great tree canopy already. There are some cities, like where I come from, an agricultural community in the middle of the United States, which is not an easy place to grow trees. And so there isn't one single density measure for everybody. We'd love for cities to shoot for 30% or 40% tree canopy. For some cities, that is almost impossible. For some cities, it's easy. But what's really important, and what we try to do through programs like Tree Cities of the World, is inform cities so they understand their tree canopy weaknesses and strengths. And then they can shape the tree canopy goal that they have, and we're going to do everything we can to support that tree canopy goal.
Fantastic. Final question, I promise, because we've got a bit more time. In all your travels, and I know you've traveled far and wide, and I've been lucky enough to do so as well, I'm wondering which city, in your experience, has come the closest to getting the balance right. Her Royal Highness talked about these pavements where whatever kind of concrete or material they're using can absorb, the energy, whatever is coming down. And I thought to myself, well, where is this Elysium? Where is this place? I mean, I've been to Singapore and I was stunned by just how much tree density there was, and they need it because of the level of humidity and all. But as you've traveled around, which city would you say, wow, that could be the future?
Well, Singapore is impressive, no question about it. And I have had the fortunate opportunity to visit all kinds of great cities. And I can't say that there's just one, but the ones that stand out as the future are the ones who are embracing technology to understand their tree resources. Mm-hmm. They're embracing engaging their citizens to make sure they have ownership in their trees, like we've heard from some of the mayors today, making sure its citizens are buying into these programs and setting clear goals for themselves. That means investment. That means tree canopy goals. It means making sure there is somebody in charge of the trees and they've got policies in place. There are many cities who are ready for the future, who are meeting the core standards of the Tree Cities of the World program. So I'm not trying to dodge your question.
No, it's all right.
There's lots of great cities out there, including Rome.
Rome?
But I will tell you, it's those cities who are meeting the Tree Cities of the World program and beyond who are ready for the next phase and the next generation of our urban forests.
Tremendous. Thank you very much indeed. Quick, as we've got a bit of time, does anybody here have a question for Dan? They've listened to his presentation. They know about arbor. Arbor, by the way, I did study Latin at school. Arbor, arboris means tree. Yes? That's right.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes, sir, please. Deputy, please tell us who you are.
Thank you so much. Nice to meet you. Thank you so much for your invitation. It's an honor for us. I am Deputy Mayor in France, Courbevoie. We saved more than 500,000 meals from 2020. Just after the COVID, we became one of the most important cities in the world to save the meals. And we are here to promote this solution for lots of our colleagues on the world. And it's not a question, but just thank you for what you are doing, what you make for our planet. We are the same people, same human, and we make that for the next generation. So thank you from France to you. Thank you so much.
Deputy Mayor, thank you very much, and thank you for the work you're doing in Courbevoie. Okay. Do we have, yes, please tell us who you are as well. We have lots of mayors here.
Good morning. I'm James Bond Kunovere.
James Bond?
Yes, the bond servant of God.
Okay, yes.
From Kampala.
A pleasure to meet you, Mr. Bond.
Yes, thank you. I want to know from Dan, how best can we circumvent the competition between us who are planting trees along the highways with the utility providers?
Ooh.
Because the efforts are quite contrasting. You plant, the utility provider looks at a tree as a stumbling block.
Yeah.
And then the following day, and you see they have support, full support of the community, that the utilities are more important than the tree. So I want to know how best you have circumvented this or you have overcome this.
Wow, what a question.
It's a great question.
Wow.
And it's a great example of how the challenges that we all have the same challenges. All across the globe, people are trying to figure out how to have trees and utilities. We wish trees were looked at as essential infrastructure like utility lines, sewer systems, roadways. And in some cities, they're becoming more and more so, but it is a battle between safe, reliable energy and utility delivery and healthy, strong urban forests. Best we are doing so far is to share knowledge, share policies, share communications. We do work with utility companies around the globe, trying to educate them on the benefits of trees and utilities, not trees or utilities. But it's a tough battle, and we are seeing some cities do it really well. Some cities are really challenging, and so what we encourage everyone to do is be a part of this kind of community. Be a part of the Green Cities Initiative. We welcome you to be a part of the Tree Cities of the World program and share lessons with each other about what's working in this part of the country, this part of the world, that others might be able to implement in their own communities. It's a great question, great observation.
Excellent. Dan, are you able to take one or two more questions? Mayor Facci, please. Valdivia.
So much, very interesting. I want to know if you work only with trees or more, because we are working in Valdivia, Chile, in a plan to create forest in the urban area. And of course, trees are key, but they are not able to grow alone. So we are working with another types of native plants. So I wanted to know if you have a plan more than trees, looking this complex harmony reality. Thank you.
You bet. A great question. So we're the Arbor Day Foundation. Our mission is inspiring people to plant, nurture, and celebrate trees. So we really focus on trees. And we recognize that the ecosystem requires a multitude of other plants and vegetation. And so we have other partners who may specialize in that, but we are focusing on the trees for shade, for pollution control, for water retention, water quality, health, wellness. Trees are our emphasis, but I will tell you, within the Tree Cities of the World program, part of that information sharing and knowledge sharing is best practices in other areas as well.
Tremendous. Dan, thank you very much indeed for being so flexible and holding the fort and taking on all comers. I'm delighted to welcome up to the stage another distinguished guest, another distinguished partner in the FAO Green Cities Initiative, the Right Honourable Justine Lumumba Kasule, Minister of General Duties in the Prime Minister's Office of Uganda. Please. One more time for the Right Honourable Madam Justine Lumumba Kasule, please. Thank you very much. Minister, thank you very much for being here. I know you've had a very busy morning flying in and getting yourself settled. So thank you very much indeed. We did want to hear from your perspective. We've heard from a mayor from Uganda already, and quite a number of Ugandans here. I think Mr. Bond, I think we heard from, which is fantastic. And I've not been to Uganda longer than spending a few minutes at Entebbe International Airport, refueling on my way to, I can't remember if it was Kigali or Nairobi, but and I wanted to get out of the plane and come and see your country, the Pearl of Africa, as President Museveni once told me personally when he came to the UK to launch. He said, "Young man, you are invited to the Pearl of Africa." He said, "Even though you are a British," he called me, a British. That was nice of him, but he was president, what could I say? Fantastic. So, Honourable Minister, thank you very much indeed for being here. I was told by my colleagues at FAO that the capital of Uganda, Kampala, faces recurrent flooding. It's a big problem. You also have this phenomenon called urban heat island, and there are also challenges of waste management, which you see in a lot of cities around the world. So I'm just wondering how you are dealing with this. I'm thinking about what we might call the urban resilience strategies, and how are you reducing vulnerability to these challenges, because they're not going to stand still. Unless you do something about them, they're only going to get worse. Please.
Thank you so much. Sorry to come in running.
No, we know your morning has been very challenging.
Yeah,
so
that's
we're just happy to see you here.
I want to thank FAO for organizing this, but let me begin with what you said first. You have only peeped in Uganda. Better come to Uganda and arrive. And when you get to Uganda, I doubt whether you will leave.
Really?
Yes.
He's going to detain me?
It's the Pearl of Africa. nature will retain you.
Ah.
Yes.
Madame Nature, thank you.
Beginning with the best coffee in the world.
Oh, but my colleagues in Kenya and Rwanda claim they have the best coffee.
Uganda has the best.
Okay.
Hear it from me.
Since you're a minister, I can only concur. I can only concur.
The best aroma.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Grown in the volcanic soils.
Ooh.
With bananas.
Aye.
And when you grow coffee with bananas, you get the best aroma.
Minister, it's too much. It's too much. Please.
But also you'll get all the animals you've heard of in the world.
Yes.
Tree climbing lions. Have you ever seen any?
I have to admit, I do not feel attracted to tree climbing lions.
You would see them.
Okay.
And then you will see the beginning of humans.
Ah.
Those that resemble human beings.
Right.
The biggest number is found in Uganda. Wow. We shall continue with the advert later.
Yes,
Let's
please.
go to the
Okay.
subject.
I cannot wait. But yes.
So the government of Uganda through Kampala City Authority has prioritized urban resilience strategies. And this stems right from our National Development Plan 4, which we have just started implementing. We have looked at what we are not able to do or what we didn't do well during the implementation of National Development Plan 3, and we have tried our best to make sure we patch up all the holes in Development Plan 4, which we have started implementing this financial year. So as we talk, we have issues to do with the flood management. Kampala State Authority constructed in the wetlands what we would call like reserve tanks, like Lubigi, in Nachivubo, to make sure when we get floods, there is where we can even store that water to be used even for other issues. So we have the biggest, is called the Lubigi, and this is all meant to make sure we don't have the floods. But also a little bit about Kampala, I want to inform you that Kampala, the original is 7 hills.
Ah.
But what was originally 7 hills has now gone to 36 hills.
Oh.
So it is now covering Kampala and Kampala Metropolitan. So when there are hills, that means there is what is up and what is in the valley. Yeah. And when it comes to settlement, everybody would want to be in the city, near the city. Because even the Bible says, you go to the city, that's where you'll find what is good. That's where you'll find what God prepared for you.
Yes.
So we all run from the villages to go to the city. But as we come, it also comes with its own challenges. Part of it is settling in the wetlands. So now, as the population has gone up, government has to make sure we create room for water. And if you don't give nature its space, it comes with the full force.
Yes.
And the repercussions and the effects are very bad to a human being. Let me use the word bad, because they would also say we were also bad to them. So we must live in a good relationship. So when it comes to also mitigating issues of the floods, there is also the silting. Because of the fertile soils, the sand, the fertile soil, all move to the wetlands, and those affect. But we have also had issues where we have set up factories in the wetlands, and this had exacerbated the problem. Now the directive is not putting up more factories in wetlands. Nobody can be licensed anymore to put up a factory in the wetland. But for those who had put up factories, government has taken it up, since the mistake was for government, to make sure we build the drainage. So the drainage system is being improved at the cost of government, not the investor. And that is helping us to improve. But also at the same time, we're also expanding the size of the different rivers that are in town. Now we have the Nachivubo River. We're expanding the size, the flow, so that the flow is so easy. But also in addition to that, we have also Chinawataka. It's also a river. And this one specifically, we had built factories that had even blocked it. But now the drainage system is being worked on But as that goes on, before you get to the lake, because it's just along Lake Victoria, then you find we have also a challenge that when it rains, some roads are blocked. But over time, we have given ourselves 2 years, this should be solved, and then take on also other smaller cities in the country. But also as we talk, there are people who had also gone and blocked the entry of the rivers as they enter the Lake Victoria. But remember, naturally, God created that when you are getting to a lake, especially in Africa, there will always be grass that is used as the natural process of making whatever comes off as runoff to get to the lake. So we are also removing people from the lake shores so that the lake regenerates itself with all of that goes with it.
When you say these people blocked the lake or blocked the water flow, that was illegally. They should not have done that.
Did we have laws there?
So you said people blocked it.
You know the challenge we have? We have been doing things culturally.
Yes.
But with the coming in of technology, with the coming on of His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, where we have peace that we can do what we are talking about, before it wasn't the case, it was different. But that's not the issue now. The issue is now, how are we progressing?
Yes.
So when it comes to issues to do with the waste management, we have the issue of using even what we have as waste to be put to use, especially producing energy. The ministry is working it out with investors so that the waste management, we are able to decipher what can decompose, what can't decompose, what can we use, especially the plastics, to be used to generate energy, but also make other products that can be also an activity for the most vulnerable communities to be able to. Then also we have the issue of the mindset.
Yes.
The mindset.
That is key.
Yes. Because when we are disposing of plastic, the non-materials that can't decompose,
yes,
people have been throwing them anywhere. But now, after seeing the floods, government took it up together with the civil society organization to educate people that these two must be separated. So when we have bottles lying all over, you even find individuals picking them. Should you be driving and you throw out a bottle and it gets to the eyes of an individual, whether somebody records you or police, you pay heavily.
Yes.
So that is dealing with the mindset. People would have it that because they have to pay a little bit of money for them to dispose of rubbish at household level, some would take advantage and use at night and throw anywhere. Now that lighting system has been put up, together with cameras, should you be gotten on camera, that is to deal with the mindset. But also telling the community that your actions, disposing of these bottles in the wetlands, in the channels, has effects, and that is also helping us. It is working. So people are taking it up together with the private sector, but also people who are holding the licenses of investing also must educate their workers into this so that when they go back to the community, they are part of the change agents in the communities. Then when it comes to urban heat island mitigation, we have the green infrastructure. We are building the eco-friendly pavements, but we are also
eco-friendly pavements?
Yes. It is
Her Royal
beginning.
Highness will be very pleased about that. We heard about that in Bahrain.
Yes, it's beginning.
In Jordan, yes.
Discussions are going on with the different, even other cities,
yes,
so that even these can even be used to generate electricity.
Yes.
And it would also help us on the issues of health of the individuals. When people are moving on the pavers, that is, you generate some money using your gadget, using the watch, and then it will also encourage people to walk, to be able to walk. And that will also help us on the non-communicable diseases. Yes. So we are not only looking at the heat in terms of being a negative to us, but also a positive to us. And yet you know it very well that Uganda is one country which is summer throughout the year. Even when it rains, it remains hot. So that is happening. But also, we're also planting trees. Anybody with a compound you must plant a certain number of trees depending on the size of your land. But also, what KCCA is doing, that is Kampala State Authority, for those old trees which exist, you don't cut a tree without permission from the authority. Then when it comes, we're also promoting the urban forestry, so that we also plant trees along the roads. Because now, when you are given a contract to build a road, whether in urban or rural areas, part of it is to plant trees along the road.
So you are mandated, you have to.
Yes. While our neighbors in Rwanda plant those for fruits so that people have that attachment to the tree, for us we are emphasizing mostly those which are for timber, so that it shows a relief on the forest, because the destruction of forests in our country is at 12%. So, which is 12%. Also too high. Yeah. It's also too high. So when it comes to sustainable transportation, we have tried our best. We are one country that is producing electrical vehicles. We have Chira Motors that is producing buses, 8 buses per day, and we are marketing our buses throughout the country. But one way of reducing on the issues to do with the pollution, the taxis, what we call the matatu taxis, those are being removed from the road. You get the taxi driver, illiterate as he may be, he's trained how to drive an electrical vehicle, but also to charge, so that we don't have a conflict of introducing something new with what we already knew as part of our culture.
Well, I've got to say, Honourable Minister, that's a tremendous presentation. I'm so pleased you managed to get here. I think it was well worth hearing from you. I'm to be teased by you about what will happen to me if I go to Uganda. But thank you very much indeed for telling us about what is happening in Uganda, from the presidency, across all the ministries, including those which maybe don't think it is for them, but you're telling them it is all part of your task to make this the country everybody wants to see, the pearl of Africa. Honourable Minister Justine Lumumba Kasule, Minister of General Duties in the Prime Minister's Office, Uganda, thank you very much indeed for being with us this morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Tremendous. Thank you. That's wonderful. When I go up there, I'm definitely going to see you. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. That was tremendous. I cannot wait to go to Kampala. It'll be a fantastic experience, even if I am detained. Right. Today marks an important milestone for the Green Cities Initiative, and FAO is proud to launch the FAO Green Cities Principles and Criteria. And I'm delighted that we've built up to this moment. We've heard from our mayors, we've heard from our senior civil servants from Uganda and China, we've heard from city mayors in Zambia and Chile as well. But it's all building up to this. And let's think about what we're trying to achieve here. We're trying to inspire people and give them a vision of what could be there in the future. So think about the Green Cities Initiative. It's designed to guide integrated urban action worldwide, these principles and criteria, and to share the vision behind this new framework and the ambition that drives it. I'm pleased to invite Ms. Tina Vahanainen, Deputy Director, the Forestry Division of FAO. Please. Good to see you again. Thank you.
Your Royal Highness, Excellencies, distinguished delegates, colleagues and partners. With cities and countries from every region represented in this conference, it is a clear demonstration of the growing global movement for green and sustainable cities. Building on this momentum, FAO is taking a concrete step forward. Today, I'm pleased to announce the release of the first edition of the FAO Green Cities Principles and Criteria. These are proposed as a shared framework designed to guide integrated urban action. Action that connects urban forestry, urban agriculture, agri-food systems, and the sustainable use of resources, in line with FAO's mandate and the vision of the FAO's Green City Initiative. This is a practical tool that provides an outline of how FAO will guide and support integrated urban action worldwide. At the core of this framework, there are three basic principles. First, placing people, health and well-being at the heart of the urban development. Second, recognizing nature as essential urban infrastructure. And third, promoting jobs and value chains that drive sustainable growth. And indeed, this practical tool will help accelerate the design and implementation of actions that make cities greener, healthier, and more inclusive, and will advance the FAO Green Cities network. This framework will help ensuring that the process of becoming an FAO Green City is truly inclusive and participatory and reflects the diverse context of the cities around the world and builds on existing experiences and lessons learned. We warmly invite all of you and cities and partners to jointly shape up this framework for becoming an FAO Green City. Together, we can support cities as they embark on this transformative journey to become a green city. Thank you.
Tina van Hanenen, Deputy Director of the FAO Forestry Division, thank you very much indeed. So now you have the principles, you now know what it is all based on. Fantastic. So let us close the day now by sending you back to your homes, your cities, your urban or rural environments, motivated, inspired, and ready to make them greener, healthier, and more sustainable. Join me in welcoming Mr. Godfrey Magwenzi, FAO Deputy Director General, for his closing remarks. It's been a very dynamic and engaging 2 hours, and I'm looking forward to hearing what the FAO Deputy Director General has to say to round us off. Please, one more time, Mr. Godfrey Magwenzi. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my dear brother, the moderator. You are very dynamic yourself, and you've made this a very dynamic session. Your Royal Highness, Princess Basma bint Ali of Jordan, FAO Goodwill Ambassador for the Near East and North Africa, honorable ministers, our mayors who have come from all over the world to be part of this event. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, as we come to the close of this first International Green Cities Conference, I sincerely thank you all for your participation, both online and in presence, your valuable contributions and your strong commitment to our shared vision of greener, healthier, and more resilient cities. Special thanks to our high-level speakers, the stimulating panelists, and our dynamic moderator. These past 2 days have been energizing and inspiring. From the rich experiences of mayors to the passionate voices of youth to diverse exchanges among experts and partners, one message has come through loud and clear. A green urban transformation is already happening, and we urgently need to accelerate positive change through leadership, innovation, and collaboration. Over 300 cities have joined the FAO Green Cities Initiative since its launch in 2020, each with unique strengths and challenges, but all united by a common goal to make urban areas more inclusive, sustainable, and livable for all. Through this conference, we have taken important strides. We launched the FAO Green Cities criteria just now, providing cities with a practical and forward-looking framework to guide their efforts and track their progress. We launched the Green Cities Commitment Pledge, a powerful public affirmation by city leaders and residents to engage in a greener and resilient urban future. Finally, the communique from this conference, which the DG spoke about, reflecting our shared priorities and key steps for moving from ambition to impact, will be released in due course after it has been revised to take note of its guidance. The communique will inform our future work and carry our messages to the global stage, including the World Urban Forum in Baku next year. Friends, as the pace of urbanization around the world increases, let us build on our momentum to scale up what works, invest in innovation, listen to communities, and anchor inclusive green strategies at the heart of urban planning. To those cities already part of the FAO Green Cities Network, thank you for your leadership and commitment. To those not yet part of this growing global family, we warmly invite you to join us. Congratulations to all of you for being part of an important journey to bring the benefits of green cities to life for people and planet. Thank you.
Mr. Magwenzi, Deputy DG, thank you very much indeed. And that concludes our session on green cities. But there is one thing I would like you to do. I want to invite the photographers up on stage because we're going to do what we call a family photo, a group photo, so that all of you can be captured and immortalized. All our speakers, our mayors, our royalty, of course, our senior civil servants, our champions. I would like you to, do you want everyone to stand, do we? If they can? Yes? Yeah. Okay. So please, if we could stand so we can see you all for the family photo. Or closer to the center, yes. Closer to the center. I'm going to go and down as well, so I don't want to miss out. Sorry. Yes. Hello. Ciao. Tutto posto. Thank you very much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your time here in Rome. Enjoy the rest of the forum. Thank you very much indeed, everybody. Thank you very much indeed.